back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do this makeup look, a super simple fall makeup look using no eyeshadow whatsoever. No eyeshadow. It's super fall because of the bold brows, the bold lip, but there's no eyeshadow, so it's perfect. And I think you need to keep in mind too, sometimes it's nice to just draw attention to the lip or the brows or something like that. You don't have to have every element of your face being bold. I know a lot of the tutorials here on YouTube really have everything bold. It's always glam, and that's because they're beauty channels, and so we're showing you as much makeup as possible on our faces for a glam look. But I wanted to keep in mind that a lot of that's not wearable on a daily basis, so I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get right on into the tutorial. Okay, to start, I'm going to moisturize and prime with this e.l.f. Natural Glow Lotion. This was in my e.l.f. haul that I recently posted. I have been using this for, I don't know, the last week or so, and I would say it's very good at hydrating. It doesn't give that much of a glow, but I do notice, oddly enough, that my skin tends to look a little bit better after I remove my makeup for the day. I don't know if it's providing like a good barrier between the foundation and my skin or what, but it has actually, I think, made my skin better. I think there are some like aloe vitamins in it, so maybe that's why. But then I'm going to stick with my favorite combination. I haven't done this in a while and I want to go back to it. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation and the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD Luminous foundation. This is my favorite combination of foundations. The Born This Way has excellent coverage and the LA Girl has an awesome luminosity. Just in case you are wondering, I'm using this shade Natural in the LA Girl and the shade Light Beige in the Too Faced Born This Way. So I just put one pump of each on the back of my hand, and then I just pat it on here, and I will blend this all in with my Real Technique sponge. We finally have some actual fall weather here where I live, so I'm so excited. I cleaned the house this morning, I made some coffee, wrapped myself up in a blanket, and watched a couple shows. And that's like my favorite thing to do on the weekends in the fall, is just take a couple hours in the morning. I wake up pretty early. Like I woke up at 7:30 this morning. I don't know why, I just can't sleep in. And yeah, I just like to relax a little bit in the morning, especially when it's kind of chilly. I love that. Okay, so now we have our foundation on. I'm going to go to concealer now, and I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Sand. I highly recommend this product if you're looking for a new concealer and haven't tried it yet. You can just see how like wide awake I look now. You have to make sure that you get a shade that's a few shades lighter, or else it won't really have the same effect. Now I'm going to set my under eyes using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. This is better than my high-end powders. It's so brightening. It does not like make my under eyes look dry. Sometimes powders can really accentuate the wrinkles that you have under your eyes, and this does not do it. It's very smoothing, it's very brightening, and I use the shade Fair, which is the lightest shade. I think that there's 3 shades, Fair, Medium, and Deep. So there's still a little excess powder laying there. I did push most of it in, but before I swipe that all away, I'm going to set the rest of my face using the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Performance Wear Powder Foundation. I use the shade Camel, and I basically just take a little of this and just lightly dust the rest of my face so that when we go in with powder, bronzer, powder blush, it really will blend a lot easier. It doesn't leave a powdery finish. Like, it's somehow a hydrating powder. So that's why I love it. And then I will swipe away whatever is left underneath my eyes, and then we'll move on to bronzer. And I recently picked up the MAC Global Glow mineralized skin finish, and I love it. It is so gorgeous. It's not a new product, but it's just an extremely glowy bronzer, And I'm going to be a little more precise though. I don't want like too much bronze because it is fall. So I'm using a small brush like this. This is from Bare Minerals. This is their tapered brush. Probably came in some sort of blush kit. I think it's actually a blush brush, but it'll work for this just fine. See, I'm kind of just going into the contours of my cheekbones, but I'm not being super precise. No real serious contour, just kind of laying it down there and swirling around here. I am using a light hand on my skin. I'm not really digging in. I'll put a little of this on my nose. I'm not gonna do a harsh nose contour either. I'm just gonna kind of do this here. So now I'm gonna do some blush, and I'm using this Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour blush. This is in the shade Party. Yeah, I'm just gonna use the same brush I used for bronzer. That will give this a little bit of a glow if there's any bronzer left on the brush. Okay, now on to brows. I'm just gonna go with a regular old brow pencil. This is from Wet n Wild, and this is in the shade Blonde. It's really not blonde at all. It's actually really kind of dark. So if you are blonde, I don't really know what shade I would recommend. This is what I'm going to use. It's super creamy. It'll really just fill in the brows, but it also has a waxiness to it, so it'll thicken up the actual hairs. And then I have a really, really nice brow gel that I'm gonna try out today that I think will make a big difference as well. So, you guys have seen me do my brows before, but I will just do them here on camera since this is specifically a brow lip focused tutorial. Normally I skip this part, but I won't for this tutorial, so you can see me do this and kind of see how I work with this brow pencil. This is very creamy and waxy. It deposits a lot of color. Again, this is from Wet n Wild. Super, super affordable. And the reason I like this for more bold brows is, again, because it's waxy, it kind of thickens up your natural brows and also really deposits a lot of color. I already need to get my sharpener because I went through that whole tip. That kind of goes to show you how much color gets deposited and how thick and creamy and waxy it is because you use up a lot of it. So, ow, I just stabbed myself with my nail. Bleeding. Well, the show must go on. Yeah, so as you see, I kind of always start by underlining my brow and then I go to the top. I make sure that the tail for this kind of look is really, really thick. And then when I come up here, it's a little more sparse. And then I connect the top to this tail that we already created with a little bit of an arch. Then we evaluate. I think this needs to come in a little bit more. And you want to make sure you brush all your brow hairs up. That makes the brows look bigger, bushier, and it also shows you where you missed spots. Then for the brow gel, I was super excited. Glossier, I really don't know, I need to figure out how to say it, sent me some products, which is actually really exciting for me because it was the first real well-known makeup brand that has sent me a PR package, and this is one of their most well-known products. This is their Boy Brow. It's their clear brow gel. So I want to test it out and see if I like it. It's this tiny, tiny, tiny little applicator, like super, super small. And I didn't know this, but the actual like gunk stuff, the gel, is white. So it must dry clear, which is kind of cool because you can see where you've put it down. It almost looks like glue. I was just saying in a previous video that I needed a new brow gel, so this came at just the right time. And yeah, let's see here. Yep, it's definitely drying clear, and it dries really fast, which is nice. It really coats each hair because this applicator is so tiny. Oh my gosh. My brows have never looked this huge. This is like, I'm almost getting scared, you guys. My brows are large and in charge today. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is just make sure our eyelids are set, because I did carry up a little bit of the concealer onto my lids, so I don't want that to crease. So I'm just going to take some of the translucent powder we used on an eyeshadow brush and really kind of make sure that that's in there in the crease. This also kind of brightens up the lid too without actually using an eyeshadow, which is nice because bright eyelids just make you look more awake. Now this is totally personal preference. You can put on mascara or you can leave mascara off. I'm going to add a teeny bit of mascara just so that we have a little bit of definition around the eyes and they're not just completely like concealed. And I'm going to use the Benefit Roller Lash for this. This was another product that I talked about in my recent haul. And this, I would say, is perfect for this kind of look because this totally separates the lashes and lengthens them but does not make them clumpy. And I'm just going to do this on the top lashes. I'm not going to do it on the bottom. That again is personal preference. I just find that when I don't have a lot of eye makeup going on the top and I put mascara on the bottom lashes, it kind of draws my eyes down and I don't want that to happen. I want everything lifted, looking awake, and all of that. The next step is to set our face. I'm using the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. And I'm going to use the Laura Geller Gilded Honey Highlight today. I figured with that MAC Global Glow, this would look really, really pretty. It's like a true gold type of highlight. It's so gorgeous. I think it goes really nicely with Burgundy, which is a fall shade and something we're going to incorporate in this look with the lips. And yeah, I think it just is a really natural, gorgeous looking highlight. So that is why I wanted to use it today. And then the last step is, that happens every video. Then the last step is lips. So first I'm going to line them with the NYX Slim Lip Pencil. This is in the shade Mahogany. I think I've been calling this mauve in a couple videos, so I apologize. It's actually Mahogany. Yeah, I think I just realized that, so I'm sorry. I'm just gonna line my lips and then we're gonna come up with a little lip cocktail for the perfect fall shade to go with this look. I add a few lines just going vertically. I think it makes the lips bigger. I don't know if it's actually going to show through with such a dark lip shade, but it's just something I always do with my lip liner. So for the lips, I have two shades that I want to mix together that I think will be perfect. So in my last makeup tutorial, you saw me use the Tarteist lip paint in the shade Obsessed, and I loved it. But for this look, I think I want something a little bit darker. So I'm going to reuse this shade, but then mix it in with this e.l.f. Liquid matte lipstick in the shade Coffee, which is a really true brown shade. So to mix these, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can put them both on the back of your hand, mix it together, use a lip brush, use your finger, but really the easiest way is just to dot them both on the lips and then rub your lips together. That's like the easiest way to do it. So that is the exact shade I was going for, something deeper than this Obsessed shade, and that Coffee shade worked perfectly. So this is the finished makeup look. For those of you who are still learning eyeshadow and it's not something that you feel that you're very good at yet, this is a safe look to use in the fall. Anybody can put on lipstick. Anybody can fill in their brows if you follow these steps, so I know you can do this. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on all my upcoming videos. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!